Well, it was one of President Obama's first acts after taking office, issuing an executive order to shut down the prison at Guantanamo Bay. Yet 2 years later, it's still up and running. So what happened? Political opposition, for one, along with fierce public opposition to any plan that would either release the terrorists or imprison them on American soil. The NIMBY business of not in my backyard. Even the White House seems resigned now to the fact that right now there's just no other option. The Guantanamo controversy is the National Journal's cover story this week, and we see it here. Editor-in-Chief Ron Fournier joining us. Hey, Ron.
Hey,
Guantanamo is just one of those problems where they come in with all of their intentions to fulfill the promise, sign that executive order day 2 of the administration, and 2 years later, nothing.
Yeah, the truth is, as Yoki Dreesen pointed out in this cover story, the failure to close Gitmo and the consensus now to leave it open will go down as one of the biggest, if not the biggest, broken promise of Barack Obama's presidency. The promise he made in the campaign to close it down, the vote he made in 2006 against the military tribunal system, the review you're talking about, none of that was thought out very well, because if it had been, it would have been very clear that there's not the political will to close it, and that the legal obstacles and the legal reasons for keeping it open, those could be resolved, and in many cases they have been.
Now, they have said that, even though they haven't closed it, they have said, and they brought people down there for tours, that the conditions down there have been improved, and that this is not not the kind of detention center that it was initially. Have they removed the stain? Because one of the reasons why the State Department, even under Condoleezza Rice, were pushing hard to close it down and to get people back to their home countries, is that it was becoming a continuing foreign policy dilemma for them because of the way it was viewed in the Arab world.
Yeah, it's interesting, public relations-wise, especially outside of the United States, the stain hasn't been removed. There are still things that people think happen in Guantanamo that are going to be affecting their image of the United States, and there's probably still things happening in Gitmo that are going to be affecting people's perceptions of the United States. But the fact is, a lot of legal experts who were opposed to Gitmo now think that the procedures under which these military tribunals are run are going to be done a lot fairer. So therefore, a lot of the legal underpinnings, the legal concerns have been washed away. But the stain that you're talking about, that's more of a public perception issue, and that still is a big problem.
And finally, what about the military commissions and where we stand on what to do with these prisoners and how to get any adjudication? They can't stay there forever. Or can they?
Yeah, well, one thing, they probably will. I mean, one thing that Yoki does in his story, he breaks news that these military tribunals will begin starting up here very soon. The fact is, it costs too much to move these prisoners anywhere else. Nobody else wants them in their backyard. Cuba is off the U.S. shores, and for the foreseeable future, certainly while President Obama is in office, these folks are still going to be detained in Guantanamo, and the numbers will grow, and the tribunals will grow. It's just a fact of life.
A fact of life and an embarrassment, in fact, to the administration, politically and otherwise, diplomatically. Ron Fournier, the National Journal's cover story, thank you very much.